Hello, it is Saturday, July 30th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Saturday puzzle, so it may very well be the most difficult puzzle of the week. It's a themeless puzzle. And this difficult, themeless edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Kathleen Quinn, Skella Chicken, and, as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, the invaluable Timothy Mark, the inimitable Connor O'Neill, and the infallible Cynthia Toms. So thank you so much to the six of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for directly supporting this channel and making this series a sustainable part of my daily work. And thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any level. I do really appreciate it, so thank you. And if you'd like to join their ranks and get all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week, including recently, I suppose, an edition of Constructor's Corner with puzzles from the Daily Solve Discord chat server, the weekly mini puzzle speed solve, and the one of two, I guess, of the Boss Words competition puzzles. Those are all up there, so enjoy those if you are a patron. And please do consider subscribing to the YouTube channel if you're enjoying these videos. Thanks to everybody who has done so. And now let's get on with the puzzle. So this is, of course, a Saturday puzzle. It is a themeless puzzle, and it was constructed by Lance Enfinger, who is a debut constructor for the New York Times. So after yesterday's veteran constructor, Robin Weintraub, we have a new constructor today, or at least new to this publication. So let's start solving and see what's in store. It looks like a pretty open grid. Where's at a medicine show? I'm not sure what that is. Reckon so. Could be something like I suppose, maybe. That's a pretty wild guess, so let's check the crosses. They're there to be determined. Ifs, I guess. Ifs, you have to determine if they're true. Future altering decision point, metaphorically. I'm not sure. Burgundian grape, would that be a Pinot? I'm not very well versed in wine, so I'm kind of just guessing based on knowing the term, but not necessarily its context. What about this? Betray in a way. And what about this? Irish form of Jane. Well, this will probably be a name I recognize when I see it, but I'm not sure what the form of Jane specifically is. I don't know about this. Don't know that I'm confident enough about these to put them in yet. Ifs seems relatively likely, but I don't know. The S, at least. Well, that wasn't very useful, was it? Maybe it was. I guess we'll have to find out in the future. What about this? Reason to run. Betray in a way, keep it together. Irish form of Jane. New York City cultural landmark. MoMA, maybe? The Museum of Modern Art? Oh, what is this? Singer who owns Manderley Castle in Killiney. Enya, maybe? That would seem possible. Gobs. Probably ends with an S. Business something. Drink similar to a Cape Codder. I don't know. High five. You could say up top, maybe? Business. What is this? I suppose gobs doesn't need to end with an S. If it was gobs of something, it could be a lot of something, for instance. I mean, that in itself isn't going to fit, but there are ways to say that if you're using gobs to mean an amount as opposed to gobs meaning mouths, for instance. But I'm not sure. I don't know what a Cape Codder is, the drink, so that's not very helpful. Oh, maybe cure-alls? Or where is at a medicine show? Cure-alls? Is a medicine show, is that kind of a folk thing or something where people might be selling kind of snake oil? I don't really know. But cure-alls could be the answer. Let's see if the crosses help. Drink similar to a Cape Codder. Crema? Don't really think that seems right. Gobs. Oh, this could be Enya. Gobs. Oh, reams maybe? So that would be the meaning lots of something. Reams of it, gobs of it. Reason to run. An open seat. You could run for parliament or a legislature of some kind. So what is this? I'm sure it'll be very... Oh, a Cosmo maybe? A cosmopolitan? Maybe that's what that is. Maybe a Kit Cotter's, similar to that. I don't know. Business ops. Okay, I guess business operations. I don't really think I've seen that turned into business ops necessarily before, but I believe that it would have been. Keep it together is stay cool, maybe? Words added as an intensifier. It could be ass, I guess. Did I say words? I meant word. Keep it together. Stay sane, maybe? It's not going to fly. I don't know. Is there a flightless bird that starts with this? Builder's Outdoor Edition. And bouquet unit. Stem? Is in bouquet of flowers? Holds back in a way. Dams, maybe, as in dams a river. You hold it back. Builder's Outdoor Edition. Oh, lanai, a kind of associated often with Hawaiian homes, a kind of little outdoor patio thing. It's not going to fly. Oh, a lead balloon. There we go. All right. This is the corner that is breaking me into the puzzle. That's nice. CBS drama from Dick Wolf. Dick Wolf is the creator of Law and Order. So I don't know. Is there a show called FBI maybe? I don't know. CSI could be something. Lead. Or rather, CSI definitely is something. I don't know about FBI. Literally dainty slice. And here we have Italian pronoun. Mia? My? Appearance. Mean? Appearance, your kind of visage, maybe? Not sure if that's what that wants. Could it be mise, maybe? As in mise en scène? I'm not sure. Again, huh? This could be still, again, huh? Not sure. Just trying to think of ways you could say this. Competition that starts and finishes in a tie. Is this maybe punnily, something where you have to tie knots or something like that? Starts and finishes in a tie. Or maybe, is there a competition that takes place when dressed with a necktie or a bow tie? Competition. Like if it were the Oscar ceremony or something? I'm not sure. Take stock after a defeat. Lick one's wounds, but that doesn't really fit. Create a plot hole, say. Maybe hoe, literally in a garden, as opposed to a metaphorical plot hole in a story. Scratch that. Etch, maybe? Etch or itch, actually, could be it as well. Take stock after a defeat. Get out of here. Shoo, maybe? Literally, shoo, get out of here, scram. Okay. Take stock after a defeat. What is this? Farm sounds. Could simply be moos. That would be the most straightforward way to fill that with the O there. Expensive boxes. Could be box seats at a performance, maybe. What about this? Mean. Could be average, or it could mean cruel, or it could mean mean, I guess. It could mean mean meaning signify. Or it could be mean as in scant, not very much of something. Not sure. Material for a lighter wheel. Lighter wheel. Keep out, ban or bar. Either one of those could work, I think. Pot holder. Not sure. Nickname that drops Vin. Melvin? Member of a triage team. Oh, maybe it is Mel. Medic. Member of a triage team. Battlefield triage, that kind of thing. So if that were Mel, they're bigger and lighter than skeletons. I don't know. Grandson of Adam. Enoch, I think. What about this? Starters can be found on it. A menu. You could have starters, appetizers on a menu. And WhatsApp owner is now right. Facebook. Well, Meta, nay, Facebook. A helping hound, something dog. A guide dog? Here we go. The opposite corner to where I broke into the puzzle is also achievable. They're bigger and lighter than skeletons. How do I see what that is? Warned. On notice, perhaps. Not sure. And bears. So presumably it ends with an S, and then they're bigger and lighter than skeletons. What does that mean? Oh, I spelled menus incorrectly. Sorry, luges. Oh, is this, is a skeleton a kind of sled thing? Is that what that is? Like a luge in winter sports, maybe? Let's see if we can figure out this bears situation. Suffix for a rank. Dumb as in earldom? You take a rank and you put a dumb at the end of it? Maybe. Bear. Oh, if you bear something, you stomach it. I can't bear it. I can't stomach it. There we go. Bears, stomachs. That works. Supervisory challenges. Egos, maybe? If you're a supervisor, it's more difficult when you've got someone with a big ego. Potholder. Location designed to attract whales. Oh, a casino. Whales are people who are predisposed to spending huge amounts of money at a casino, so the casino tries to attract them. So what is this? Location designed to attract whales. Not sure. The casino is the part of it that came to mind for me. I don't know what else we need. Trig function in brief. It could be a cosine or a cotangent, I suppose, as well. Not as well, but possibly alternatively. What about this? Once. Erst? It's an erstwhile once. So one of the onces is being used as the definition of the word, and the other one is being used to say, this word once means this. In other words, it's an archaic word. So erst. I think that's probably the answer. Keep out could still be bar or ban, and then potholder. Oh, blunt. So right. So I was wondering which meaning of pot this was, whether it was marijuana or whether it was a pot on the stovetop. And I think it's the former, and so a blunt would hold it. And the ancient Egyptians believed they were created from the sun hitting the Nile. Eels, I suppose. That's an interesting myth. I think I've probably read that before, but it didn't have it at top of mind. Mean. Not sure still. All right, let's keep going. Bond between 2006 and 2021. Daniel Craig. And Rude Forget It. No. Well, let's look at the crosses from Craig. Oh, another potholder. So this will probably be the other one. So, what holds a cooking pot? I'm not sure. What a startled horse might do. Maybe this isn't. Is there some way this isn't bond? Is there a bond that was a pact or a treaty or something? What a startled horse may do. Oh no, I was going to say bolt, but it could be rear. The horse could rear up. Okay, you could, if you found some kind of, if these are specifically the years of Daniel Craig's Bond dumb You could create an incredibly brutal clue by finding some kind of alliance between nations or something that lasted expressly between these years, and then have that be the answer. Anyway, I guess if it weren't 5 letters long, it would be less misleading. Rude, forget it. Pennsylvania city where Crayola is headquartered. Huh. 5th most populous city in California, after Los Angeles, San Diego, San Jose, and San Francisco. Fresno? Just guessing because I lived in California for most of my life, and I recognize that as a city name. I have no idea if it's the 5th most popular city. That's a tough one if you don't know California very well, because Fresno doesn't have a huge amount of cultural purchase, I don't think. Potholder. What is this? Maybe it's not Fresno. Hawaiian word for a mackerel. I don't know. Pleasant cadences, lilts maybe? I mean, that's 1 point for Fresno. Simple kind of question. A true-false question, maybe. Okay, I suppose it is Fresno, and I just don't know these other things. Rude, forget it. Hell no, I suppose. And, oh, a potholder is a chef. Okay, it is a bit of cookery, so the chef holds a pot. That's that. Pennsylvania city where Crayola is headquartered. Oh, East. Not East LA, which is the first thing that came to mind, also from California. Hawaiian word for a mackerel. Oh, is it? Oh, this is definitely something I've seen. I just can't think of it. Is it? Oh, no, I'm not sure. This looks like filet mignon. Oh, yes, literally dainty slice. Filet mignon. So filet for slice and mignon for dainty. I always think of mignon as cute, but I'm not a fluent French speaker, so perhaps dainty is more accurate. And Easton, maybe? Pennsylvania city? Oh, no? Okay. Interesting. So here's another, if that's correct, here's another way to clue oh no, rather than just referring to Yoko Ono, which is the most common way to clue this answer. Material for a lighter wheel. Flint? Oh, very clever. A wheel that is a lighter of fire, that is. So flint, you could have a flint wheel to light fire. Okay, mean. To denote, right, so it's mean as in to signify. When I was saying what does mean, it was the one that means mean, in that sense of what does it mean? What does it denote? Okay, again, huh? This does look like I, doesn't it? I still, and then scratch that itch. So I still, I don't know. Competition that starts and finishes in a tie. Oh, a 3-legged race. So I was sort of on the right track, thinking of a necktie, but it was even punnier than that. It starts and finishes with your legs tied together. 3-legged race. Blank balls. I'm not sure. Rice balls, maybe? I don't know. Pac-10 squad. Probably ends in an S. Take stock after a defeat. Count one's losses? Yeah, that looks right. This could be rice balls still, actually. Expensive boxes. Loge, oh, right, loges in an opera house or something? Something like that. The NFL mascot Rory, for one. Well, I don't know. I still don't get it. Oh, maybe that's it. I still don't get it. You're saying, again, explain it to me again. Huh? I still don't get it. I think that's maybe what that is. And tires out in a playground, perhaps. Swings? You tire out from swinging too much? Like a well-brushed canine. Say, I don't think I saw this clue before. Oh, this looks like hotel casino, a location designed to attract whales because you have to pass through it every time you leave the hotel. That seems plausible. Eloth and Candide for 2. And Burgundian grape, right? I thought that was maybe Pinot, but based on nothing really. Sliding door, future altering decision point, metaphorically. Sliding door. There's that film, Sliding Doors, where that is actually depicted, and I've never seen it. So keep out is bar, not ban. Fair enough. The NFL mascot Rory for one. A lion? I was going to say loon, but that seems less likely than lion. Rory would be a lion. Yeah, more likely than a loon. Okay, tires out in a playground, perhaps. It does look like swings, doesn't it? Like a well-brushed canine, say. White, a tooth. I kept thinking a dog. No, your canine, one of your teeth. It's well-brushed and it's white and gleaming, I suppose. So maybe Burgundian grape is Pinot. Let's try that again. Reckon so. Maybe this is, I suppose. After all that, look at that. Betray in a way. I wonder if this means betray as in to let slip, to betray your fear, for instance, to let it show. They're meant to be determined if, so that's an F, so betray in a way. Maybe flip on. You betray somebody to the police, you flip on them? Maybe. Charge too much. You could soak somebody for a high price, charge them too much. And tips could be the end, simply the ends. Tip of a spear, the end of a spear, that kind of thing. Oh, Irish form of Jane must be Sinead. That sounds and looks right to me. That seems incredibly plausible. And then uncool sorts are dorks. Oh, Elanth and Candide are operettas. There we go. That looks right. And nickname for Capote is, so Truman Capote was known as True, T-R-U. And then rice balls, after all that, I'm kind of surprised. And Pac-10 Squad is the Utes. And I think we've encountered them in the crossword before. And then that's it. All right, I think I maybe found this one a little bit perhaps easier than yesterday's puzzle, simply because of that one extremely, for me, brutal corner in yesterday's puzzle. Actually, several of you seem to have had the same experience. I saw in the Discord chat server and on the comments. Anyway, a good solid Saturday puzzle, I think. Yeah, that was a fun one, and we had these very long showcase answers here, these central answers in the grid. I still don't get it. Three-legged race and count one's losses. Yeah, and as is often the case in these Saturday puzzles with these long answers, we get sort of conversational, at least in the case of I still don't get it and count one's losses. These are kind of, count one's losses, I guess, is sort of idiomatic. I still don't get it is just casual speech, and three-legged race is just a common, I guess, name for a casual thing, I suppose. Concept. And sliding door, filet mignon, yeah, good puzzle with a good mix of things. We had sort of cultural knowledge with our operettas and language with filet mignon and casual language and geographical Fresno, maybe. Not the most difficult bit in the puzzle for me, only because of my personal history, but this might be one of the toughest, I think. It might be one of the toughest bits of fill in the puzzle if you aren't from California. Anyway, there we go. Good solid puzzle. I enjoyed it. Let me know how you fared. Always curious to know. And now we can finish off the video with a few comments posted about yesterday's puzzle. So several people had this experience, described by Ronald Bryan. After getting the answer, Uno is a pizza chain. So, I'm sorry. After getting the answer, Uno is a pizza chain. So that clue makes sense. The Sbarro, the clue's answer was Sbarro, and it's an alternative to Uno, because Uno is a Chicago pizza chain. But what Ronald was saying was, I kept thinking it might be Skip Bo, an Uno-like card game that can be considered an alternative to Uno. The long crosses being fairly straightforward made most of the puzzle not too difficult, since there are plenty of crosses to check. And then Fire Mouse and Amanda Fox both replied to say, same, Amanda said, thought I had it with the S and the O in Skipbo. What a funny coincidence. I wonder if that was in any way knowing on the part of the constructor. And there were even more people who said they had this experience as well in other comments. So I thought that was interesting and worth reading. Lasagna said, you read the clue for 40 down, but didn't go back to it after getting it through the crosses. It was bun holder, and the answer was net. I assume it's referring to a hairnet. I think your assumption must be correct. Net holds a bun in one's hair. And Thor Christensen explains DDS stands for Doctor of Dental Surgery. In some places, LLD is the abbreviation used for Doctor of Law. I momentarily thought maybe LLD was the abbreviation for dentist, a dentistry degree. Don't know why I thought that. So thank you, Thor, for that explanation. And Thor also adds, and yes, A-Rod is Alex Rodriguez, who hit 696 home runs during his career, the fourth highest of all time, 25 of which were Grand Slams. Thank you for that. So yes, A-Rod, I remember getting that in the puzzle yesterday. And finally, another missed answer. Anders Weinstein says, you never returned to the clue, lead into a street name, perhaps. It turned out to be AKA, another neat bit of misdirection worth noting. That is very clever, yes. So lead into a street name, perhaps. So not the name of a street, but rather a name that would be used on the street, an alias, AKA, also known as. Very clever. And I think that's it. So thank you so much to everybody who issued corrections or further explanations of things. And interesting that Sabaro-Skipbo conflation, that's such an interesting thing that's seemingly quite a few people encountered. And that's that for today's video. Thank you so much for making it to the end, which you apparently have. And I'll be back tomorrow for the Sunday puzzle. Should be perhaps a little bit gentler than this one, but also a much bigger grid. So set aside some time for that. And please do join me. Until then, have an excellent remainder of your Saturday. Take care.